Tony Daunt is with the Michigan Freedom Fund. I'm looking at a Gallup poll this morning that shows president approval rating is 49%, the highest since he took office. Among Republicans, 94% approval, Democrats 7%. And Americans now view the Republican Party more favorably than they did 6 months ago, 51% viewing the party favorably. Your reaction, if you would, sir.
Oh, goodness. My first reaction, I guess, is the exclamation of "Are you not entertained?" Kind of from the movie Gladiator. Those are impressive numbers, quite honestly. Given the state of our politics these days, I think a lot of quite honestly, as a proud Republican and in particular conservative. I say this with a little bit of pain, but I think really some of the reason those numbers are increasing, in particular for the Republican Party, would be not necessarily because of wonderful things they've done, which there are certainly a number of them, especially here at the state level, but because the Democrats just are so incapable of acting sane, of acting with class, and making a contrast with some of the more grotesque things, quite honestly, that President Trump does. They react viscerally. They make themselves look even more foolish in their reaction, and it lifts the president in response.
Interestingly, there was a State of the State survey done by Charles Ballard there at Michigan State. Michigan residents gave the president a rating of good or excellent by 31%. Governor Gretchen Whitmer got an opening mark of fair. What do you make of those judgments, and where would you set those?
I think that's actually quite fair. I watched both speeches last night, and again, as a small government conservative, some of the programs that were announced or applauded, I shake my head a little bit. It was a little bit of a distortion of what government should be doing, but politically, it is popular. It sells well. The president came across very reserved. A lot of great shout-outs to some really wonderful Americans and taking the focus off of him, putting it on them and the results of his administration, the work that's been done. And then the speech from Governor Whitmer was like she wrote it, then proceeded not to pay any attention to what was said in the speech and gave kind of this uninspired, canned speech that didn't focus on the reality of the situation here in this country and in this state. She talked about watch what people do, not what they say. Well, quite frankly, for the last week, all she's been doing is talking, and the only thing she's done is rack up our credit card debt by a little over $5 billion. It was just recently reported that the debt she's taken out to, quote, fix the roads is going to cost us 1.6, I think it was, $1 billion in interest. She talked about the economy not being well and that people are hurting and wages aren't growing. That's blatantly factually incorrect. Wage growth, wages are growing at all levels, whether they be bottom, middle, or top. And in fact, it's the bottom rung of the wage earners that have had the most growth over the last year. And so it was uninspiring as those things go, but it was also just it was detached from reality.
Just 30 seconds or so, Tony Daunt with the Michigan Freedom Fund. The president at some stage yesterday talked about the return of auto jobs and even said that the labor unions had agreed with him on some of his policies. That must have been tough for Democrats to take.
I think that the reason for that is he speaks about the things that people who, traditional auto workers care about jobs, about the economy, about increasing their wages. And Democrats have opportunities to make inroads there against the president, but they're apparently incapable of doing so because they just...
Tony Daunt, Michigan Freedom Fund.